Բարև ձեզ հարգելի բարեկամներ, Սփյուռքի ձայնը հեռուստահանդեսը դարձյալ ձեզ հետ է։
On Thursday, October 15th, at AGBU's headquarters in Manhattan, Dr. Armen Marsoobian presented a fascinating illustrated lecture based on his newly released book, Fragments of Lost Homeland, Remembering Armenia. In his book, Dr. Marsoobian, a professor of Southern Connecticut State University, has produced a formidable work of research that is partly microhistory and partly political history. The book focuses on trajectory of Marsoobian's forebears, the Dildilian family, starting with their lives in Ottoman Empire and ending with their migration to United States in the first half of 20th century. The narrative is enriched with an amazing range of visual materials, drawings, maps, and most importantly, incredible photographs taken by author's grandfather and his brothers, who were professional photographers at the time. Many of Armenian genocide survivors choose to keep silent about their experience. As Dr. Marsoobian explained, keeping their stories secret can be motivated by a variety of reasons. Secrets hidden from one generation to the next are often the result of shame or fear. The shame that comes from believing, often falsely, that one should have behaved differently in morally challenging situation, or the fear of causing harm if trauma is passed on to the younger generation. By contrast, the Dildilian family chose to speak out. Two generations of storytellers gave voice to their experience in audio and video recordings, lengthy written memoirs in diaries and letters, and most unusually in photographs and drawings. In addition of being part of the book, the professional photographs taken by Dildilians were part of photography exhibition that took place in Istanbul, Turkey. In his presentation, Dr. Armen Marsoobian outlined the core purpose and his mission behind the exhibition and the book.
What I'm doing in a very small way is taking this notion of collective memory, and what I call my memory projects, in which there's the book, the exhibition, and the memory sites, the three parts. Our memory projects are designed to reach individual Turkish citizens in such a way as to change the collective memory of Turkish society. I mean, that's a big goal. I mean, it's pretty ambitious, isn't it? But I'm not naive. I'm just taking a small step here. The ultimate goal is to encourage Turks to take responsibility for the nation's past, and in doing so, to collectively do justice to that past. While this is clearly an overly ambitious goal, one that I do not pretend can be achieved in the short term or in maybe even my lifetime, it is still the guiding end in view that morally compels my work and the work of my partners in Turkey. So this is what motivates me to do the work I do in Turkey. It's ultimately to get the Turks to come to recognize their own history. It's important for their democracy. It's important for their collective well-being. So whatever role I play, I know it's a small role, and I'm not doing it on my own. I'm doing it with Turkish partners, with NGOs, with people who share my values and I think share your values too.
During his lecture, Dr. Marsoobian also spoke about ordeals the Dildilian family went through, including the massacres and final expulsion of surviving Armenian population during the Turkish War of Independence, 1919 to 1923, an often overlooked but no less integral part of Armenian story.
In July of 1921, Topal Osman came into Merzivan. There might be a picture of him in this slideshow. And he conducted a terrible massacre in Marzivan, killing close to 2,200 Armenians and a large percentage of the Greek population. And the Dildilians that were in the town survived because they were protected on the college campus again. So that whole wave of the second massacres in 1921 and 22 is a story that's not told very much. And I'm written a two-part, it's going to be a three-part long monograph on what happened during the genocide, after the deportations, how the Armenians survived in Marzivan, after the deportation, the ones that remained, and then what happened in those years after.
At the end of the lecture, we had an opportunity to ask Dr. Armen Marsoobian about the book and why he decided to publish this incredible archive of family history.
Well, the book Fragments of a Lost Homeland is part of in a way, a commitment, promise I made many years ago when my Uncle Hamayag, gave me the material that he and his brother, my Uncle Ara, were gathering to do a family story and a family history. They didn't explicitly ask me to write a book, but I felt that they were trying to bear witness to what had happened to the family and wanted that story to be known because there were very extensive memoirs written by their parents' generation. So in a way, it was a moral commitment to get the story done, and it took a while, and it's been a lot of work organizing it. But I'm very proud that I was able to bring all the different fragments of the story together, along with the rich photographs that they left me, into the narrative that's in the book that was published this year. I do want to also add that part of the process of doing the book has also brought me great personal satisfaction, but I think that Armenians themselves who have read the book and gone to the exhibitions that we've held with the Dildilian family photographs, they're in a sense being given back part of their history that they lost, a part that many of them do not have the rich photographic evidence and narrative evidence and material evidence that our family was fortunate to have.
The attending guests had an opportunity to meet Dr. Marsoobian in person and get a copy of the book signed by the author.